shout out to you and the Dream. You guys are like the first unofficial verses.
I got more Hot 100 number ones than him by far. Period.
I mean, you got Beyonce
T-shirt,
records, but he got
girl.
Beyonce records too.
He ain't got these.
But he got the newest ones
But
too.
he ain't got the bombs like these.
Man, listen.
We talking about shit that's going classic forever.
Yeah.
We talking about records that you just got to perform.
Put a ring on it.
Okay.
Classic forever.
Okay. I put up one of mine up. I put Check Up on it against that.
Nah, ring.
It was
put
bigger.
a ring on it.
We're 9 weeks number one.
Dream, you gonna have to come on here.
Hey, Dream, we gotta have you on the BallerAlert show. Sean Garrett's on here talking smack.
Well, I'm talking
real
facts.
game.
Word with me, here you know BT. Suit so low, shout out OCT. No real cap, call out what we see. Whole game ready, baller blitz on 3. No, you can't stand on your own 2 feet. I already know you can't ball with me. Cause I it up with the squad and me. They get a letter, they calling me. BallerAlert. 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 BallerAlert.
BallerAlert, welcome to the BallerAlert Show podcast, available everywhere you get your podcast. I go by the name of Ferrari Simmons.
I go by the name, you know, BT.
OCT, what it?
Oh man, living legend in the building. Do we do snaps, sir? We do snaps.
Yeah.
Sean Garrett.
The world famous Sean Garrett.
Yeah.
What's up, sir?
Happening.
Welcome to the show, man.
We said snaps. You don't. You
Yeah,
don't clap.
you got to clap it.
We do
You know
snaps,
what I
man.
mean?
We doing snaps, man.
He said, give me an ovation.
A lot of people don't know this, but I talk to you all the time. We talk all the time. One of my friends in the industry that I met in the industry, but we talk about personal stuff all the time. I appreciate you pulling up on us, man. We gonna have you host the show with us, then we gonna get in your business.
Okay.
Just in case
You
missed it.
All right, here we go. What are you guys' thoughts on LSU, Angel Reese and Jill Biden, the Jill Biden controversy? You guys know that LSU won the female
No, we didn't know that.
championship.
We didn't know
just
that.
saying
For
that
people
our
who
listeners.
don't know.
For people who don't know, because there's a podcast and some people be in La La Land. Jill Biden, the wife of the president, the first lady, she invited both teams.
Yeah.
To go to the White House, and then of course, Angel
Only one
Reese,
team won.
one team won, and that never happens. You never invite both teams.
It was like 102 to 85.
Yeah, it was a really good game. I watched that game.
It was a
loved
good
it.
game, and that was my first time ever watching a women's basketball game.
And for the
that's
record,
sad.
Caitlin Clark is a bad mother. Know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
She's a
Oh,
bad.
now she's nice.
a bad girl.
I only watched it for her. I ain't gonna cap.
She can shoot
ain't
from the
gonna cap.
parking lot. I don't know why they put the black versus white thing, but she's fire. Anyway, what
The
you guys
internet.
thoughts about that?
The internet.
I felt like the way it ended up playing out was the way it should have played out.
Yeah.
LSU, man. Shout out to LSU.
Yeah. They did.
The ladies
that.
got down. And Caitlin is hard. Like she get down. And I think that Caitlin actually calmed everything down.
She did.
when she got an opportunity to
Speak about it.
Yeah, speak about it. And I think she was real professional.
Real sportsmanship right there.
I think she did.
Yeah, I don't think she wanted no smoke though with baby girl.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Off the court.
Yeah.
On the court, boy, Kayla got all the smoke.
But listen, I don't think that both teams should have been invited. You know,
Facts.
I think LSU kind of looked at that as like a slap in the face.
Agreed.
And you know, the thing that I hate most about the internet is the internet and the media makes everything so racial. It's like everything has to be black and white. It's like,
Right.
God
I
damn.
mean, I feel like that's never gonna stop. Keep in mind, because we saw it with Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, and it's just I haven't seen a female rivalry like that in a long time. I can't even remember one. That was good for TV for me.
For me, that was the viral moment for female basketball. You know what I
Facts.
mean? Like that. This is the moment I think we all will look back on and say, like, this was the turning
Do you
point.
remember that?
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I feel like, well, it's about time that I want to go on record and say I think it's about time that the females start getting paid.
Come on now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm saying?
they
Like,
got to fill them.
Equally.
They got to fill them
Yeah.
seats up though.
They filled.
Well,
but
no, I
that's-
think they will.
That was the attention that it
That was
needed
the point.
to fill the seats up.
Yeah, like they filled the seats up, right?
Yeah.
But not only that, I feel like it's more than enough ways for them to figure out how to put people in the seats. I think if they started to do more participation in advertising, you know what I'm saying? Commercializing it more, just bringing more light to it. You know what I mean? Like girls be balling.
Yeah, I think they need more media coverage. I think the media should speak more about, because this is probably the most I've ever seen a women's basketball game been covered, and the numbers showed. Like I believe
watched the whole game.
I did too.
Yeah.
That has never.
I've never even watched a women's basketball game. I watched the whole game. Like I'm
watched
watching
the whole
the
game.
NBA finals. I'm like,
I was in
oh
it.
my God.
I was in it. Like I was locked in. One time for Fly J, that's my little homie. Remember she was on
Yep.
she was on the rap game.
Yep, she was on the rap
Shout
game.
out to JD.
Yep.
And she now plays for LSU.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
And she has a recording deal with Rock Nation.
I love it. Yeah.
Big shout out to her.
Yeah. All right. Hide your kids, hide your wife. No? Okay. Marques Houston says he met his wife when she was 17, but did not pursue a relationship until she was 18. He is 20 years older than her. Thoughts? Y'all didn't know that? I knew that. But go ahead.
He met her at 17.
Yeah, and did not pursue her until she was 18. And he's 20 years older
Say
than
he
her.
didn't talk to her or anything.
He waited until she was legally.
of age.
Come on now, who
Of age.
believe in that?
R. Kelly.
Who is believing that you met a young lady at 17 and you said, hey, I'm going to wait 12 months until I can take you on a date?
I think this stuff needs to stop resurfacing. Because this happened before. Because I remember when he married her and they would talk about the age gap and how young she was, and nothing happened. So like, why are we continually talking about it if we're not going to say or do anything?
You know, you want to know why people.
that's-
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I said, you want to know why people keep talking about it? Because R. Kelly in jail.
And they was high. Look, at that time they were sweeping it under the rug, and then it came back out again, and the ladies got
years.
justice.
Carl Malone.
My thing is, I wouldn't get
The son is a
upset
grown man
at
by now,
the
by the way,
attention
by
it's
now.
getting. I would want more attention on things of this matter. I'm not upset that this stuff keeps rehashing. We need it to just to protect these women out here. What do you think about this, Sean?
I mean, I think. What do y'all feel like the? I mean, but do you feel like the women are like whose fault do you think it is?
I feel the whoever's older, it's their fault.
Okay.
Whoever's the mature adult,
They should know better.
she's 17 when he had his eye on her.
So
20
how
years
old was he?
older.
And some
he was
people
37.
37. A 37-year-old man should not
through
be
a
looking.
mutual friend too. So some people, and that's a little sketchy because some people, we were talking with Gail B, and they do what does she call it?
I can't remember.
Grooming?
Grooming. Yeah, some people
Yeah.
do the grooming thing. So that's kind of raises a brow too.
She turns 18. He turns 38. It's still a 20-year gap. Ain't no 28-year-olds or 32-year-olds. That's fine.
And did
You
the
can't
mutual
find my boy?
friend not
Yeah,
see this as a red flag?
Well,
I
I
don't
think
know,
the
man.
mutual friend was the probably one that was helping doing the grooming. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I
don't know.
I believe when people adults, you know, the age thing, the age gap don't
I just
mean
think
nothing.
18 is not an adult.
Of course
yet.
it's not.
But he said 17. That means he probably
17.
really met her at 15.
19, 20. It's like you have so much more things going on around those time frames mentally, but
They married now, right?
yeah. All right. Bow Wow says man code. Wives and baby mamas are off limits.
So all men know it's a certain conduct and code you go by. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that's off limits, and everybody know wives and baby mamas is just some shit that, you know, you stay clear from.
What are your thoughts and do you agree?
Like baby mamas is off limits amongst friends, meaning, yo, my baby mom, you shouldn't be.
I think he was saying it as like an industry thing, like people
Okay.
in it,
Yeah.
like you know, like you
Okay,
guys
yeah,
may
you
not
already-
be friends,
yeah,
but
yeah.
you know not to mess
Yeah,
with
you
his
know
baby
my baby
mama.
Right.
Do you know
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I mean, I me personally, I probably would take that same route. I mean, respectfully, I don't think that I would. If I know somebody, their baby mama's probably a little bit of off limits.
What's a little bit?
I mean, it's off.
What if
limits.
the opportunity presents itself because she's single?
That is true. I don't know if it's somebody that I'm cool with like that. I
If
don't
I'm
know.
cool with, I agree.
Yeah, I definitely. I'm probably not gonna do.
Now I think the baby mom is off limits if you know the kid. You know what I'm saying? Like if you ain't got no relationship with the kid, then it's like I don't think the baby
You
mom is
with it.
off limits.
Because does Future know Bow Wow?
Oh Lord.
Does who?
Future definitely does know Bow Wow.
I mean, they ain't got no trust but to know each other.
I don't.
But
think
now
that they're
they don't have
cool.
no choice. But I'm saying prior to him dating his baby mama, did he know that was?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think Future and Bow Wow ran around the same
circles.
Yeah. I don't think they was in the same circle.
Yeah.
But is that not, like he said, like we were just saying, it's like a industry standard, like bro code, I'm guessing.
Man, ain't nobody baby mama off limits.
I don't think baby mamas are off limits. Wives, yes.
Cause
off limits.
The only reason why I say wives are off limits because people are killing.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing though. I think people will kill you over their baby mama too.
Yeah.
In some instances.
But they wives, like, bruh, come on.
Wives
like,
is definitely
I'm
wife
sure,
is off
well,
limits.
ex-wife too, because I'm sure that's what he means is
I would say
ex-exes.
ex-wife for
because
sure.
it's like
because it
it's
gotta be
gotta
ex-wife. Because if it's wife, then it's
Well, you know what?
Why?
I don't care.
So
Anybody who's an ex to me, I don't care.
So they not off limits.
Respectfully to the mothers of my kids.
Right.
Respectfully, I'm not tripping on
Yeah, we don't want to get you in trouble.
me personally, Ferrari.
Ferrari.
To my exes, I'm not tripping on any of that.
So that's what I'm saying.
But
No
they're
ex,
both happy in relationships.
no exes
which
is off
cool with me.
limits. Your baby
That's-
mama
that's
not
my-
off limits. Your ex-wife not off limits.
To my circle now, you and my groomsmen.
still to my friends.
But see,
though.
that's
To you,
different.
yeah. To
But,
my friends,
but
yeah.
industry people aren't friends.
Because I'm
Like,
definitely.
let's stop acting
Industry
like
people
that
are
is
not
true.
friends.
Yeah,
if
but then
Sean
to-
Garrett was wrote somebody record and y'all not friends and the man baby mama tried to give you that thing, you gonna hit
But
it.
Sean
I'm
Garrett's
saying-
ex is off limits to me because that's my
Yeah,
friend.
that's what I mean.
But I'm
Like,
saying if
because
it's
I would
like-
definitely
But if
take
y'all
it personal. I would take it personal if like my friend, like if Bow Wow.
Right.
If Bow Wow was to hit my baby moms, I would probably be like, Weezy, what's happening? You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, like I mean, I think it. Yeah,
if the
I kinda
dream
agree
hit
with-
your baby mom,
Oh my God!
you be mad.
Here y'all go.
But you want to battle again.
Nah. Oh yeah, nah. You know me and Dream is. It's you know what.
We
fact-
gonna talk about that.
Okay, yeah, because
We
I was
gonna
gonna
talk about
address that. Yeah.
Go ahead, address
Go
it.
ahead. Go
No,
fuck
it's,
it.
it's like on the court and on the field.
He a
you know,
competitor now.
I'm taking his
Got
head
a
off.
serious
for real.
catalog.
I'm like, he's not. He can't fuck with me.
Okay,
but
can we go there? Can we go there?
Yeah.
All right, so shout out to you and the Dream. You guys was like the first unofficial versus
The first viral.
The first
Yeah, the
viral
first-
moment.
yeah.
You guys were the first viral moment in the pandemic,
Yep.
which turned into verses and all this stuff like that.
I think the viral moment came from Sean being kind of tipsy or drunk or whatever you want to call it.
Sean was.
Was
They
you really?
said
Was you
you was
lit?
What was
rolling.
you doing?
No,
They said
I
you was
was
rolling.
I actually, first of all, I don't do nothing to roll, but no, I had went to the dentist. I was at the dentist that day, and I had 2 root canals. So I was actually when I got the call from Swiss, I was with my man Bobby, and I was out of it in his truck. You know what I'm saying? So when I got the call, it was like, yo, I don't even know if I'm gonna really be able to do this, Swiss. And Swiss was like, yo, I need you. Right? So it was
So it was like the same night he called you and then you got online that
it was
same
the same.
night?
Yeah, it was like an hour. Yeah, like an
Dang.
hour
Was it
away.
like
Oh, yeah,
was
'cause
this like an
they
idea?
didn't
Did they
promote
even
back
call
then.
it a
Yeah.
verses, or was it just like something like?
Well, it was like what was so crazy and what people don't really understand. I was actually holding my phone the entire time, right? So it wasn't like it was set up. It was, this was the verses.
know
Like
what it
we didn't
was
know what
yet.
verses
Right.
was. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? It was
right,
like,
right.
hey man, we gonna have
It was just a battle to you.
a little battle, a little conversation. And this was like he had told me like a week before. Shit, I forgot about it. You know what I mean? And I definitely when he called me and reminded me that day, I was like, shit, nigga, I am lit. You know what I mean? I was on
off
pills.
medication.
But
Yes.
you
Okay.
was lit, but who won't smoke with me?
Nah, I was. Oh yeah, but I still
I mean,
yeah.
like, who won?
But
Who won this ass
Yeah,
whooping?
yeah.
Yo, can we-
When it got real serious. And you know what really turned it up was Swizzy put me on the cables and was like, "Yo, bro, you ain't finna believe this. Like, I gotta show you this commercial." So he sent me the commercial, and because we both did like little commercials
Promos.
to
Promos
promo
for it, yeah.
for the event, and oh my God, he was just talking about, man, I'm the culture and you're not the culture. And I'm just like, what?
Gassing you.
Like, who is gassing you to think that what are you talking about? What are you talking, like, so it just went from, in my natural, I'm already on 10 when it come to, being on the field. And I mean, it's kind of like me and Dream have always had this,
competitive nature.
we've always been competitors, He always wanted to occupy that house. You know what I'm saying?
Can you go down the list of your number ones? Because I know you know them.
Usher's, yeah.
So you wrote Usher's, Go ahead.
Sierra's Goodies.
Sierra's Goodies.
Siri.
Beyonce's Check Up On It.
Ooh.
Fergie's London Bridge.
Did you do Give Me Body too?
Yep. Give Me Body.
You did.
Upgrade
You did Get Me Body.
Yep.
You did Upgrade You.
Upgrade You. Diva. Destiny's Child, Soldier. Lose My Breath.
I mean, you got Beyonce
T-shirt,
records, but he got
girl.
Beyonce records too.
He ain't got these.
But he got the newest ones
But
too.
he ain't got the bombs like these.
Man, listen.
So let's go. Let's put his up against mine.
I mean, even the latest album alone, Grammy.
So you gonna tell me? So let's just keep it gangster. You gonna tell me which one of them records on there harder than Ring the Alarm?
Renaissance.
We talking about global. We
definitely-
talking about shit that's going classic forever.
Yeah.
We talking about records that you just got to perform.
Put a ring on it.
Okay.
Classic forever.
Okay. I put up one of mine up. I put Check Up On It against that.
Nah, ring.
It was
put
bigger.
a ring on it.
We're 9 weeks number one.
So what you saying is
9 weeks. Hot 100 number one. What's happening?
Dream, you gonna have to come on here.
Man, Dream, but hey,
Dream.
and
I
here's
don't
the-
know.
here's
I
the
don't
thing.
know his whole
Here's the thing.
catalog.
Go-
I'm a fan of both.
Hey,
of these.
Dream.
No, it's cool. And
And I love
Dream,
the
let
sport.
me do a
And it's-
promo real quick. Hey, Dream, we gotta have you on the BallerAlert show. Sean Garrett's on here talking smack.
Well, I'm talking
real
facts.
game and
I'm talking facts.
So we need you to come back on here. We might need to do an episode with both of y'all. But we'll
Oh
figure it
man,
out.
that would be
I
hilarious.
love the Dream album.
that
I love
would
Sean
be
Garrett,
hilarious.
but you know,
I got more Hot 100 number ones
As
than
an
him by
artist?
far. Period.
Hey, so
I'm gonna let him come on here and defend
Enrique
himself.
Iglesias, Demilo.
But I'm not
What we
gonna. I'm not
doing?
gonna knock him though, because he's fired.
Mary J. Blige, enough crying. What we doing? What is we doing?
BallerAlert.
Sean Garrett, where are you from?
I'm from Atlanta. I'm from Campbell Road.
And you grew here.
I moved to Europe when I was 5.
Okay. And what made you get into music? Like, was music something that was already in you? Like, how did you? Because it's hard to become a number one hit writer.
So I was an artist. I signed my first record deal when I was 14. I came back to the States.
With who? Who'd you sign with?
Ariola BMG.
Okay.
So in Europe, and I actually came back to the States to sign a new deal here in America. My deal fell through. I was signing with Warner.
Warner that I work for.
Yep.
Okay.
And so then, man, my mom got sick, and I ended up losing my mom to cancer. And so I had moved back to Atlanta, and I started shopping my demo for a new artist deal. So people were like, yo, you write a lot
And
of...
you went by Sean Garrett.
Yeah.
Okay.
And people were like, yo, you really write some great songs. Like, do you mind, or would you mind writing songs for other people? And I was like, nah, I don't really do that.
Who asked you that?
Just generally.
Okay.
People was
People
hearing
that
my
come to the
songs and
studio.
all, yeah. And it was like a lot of the songs that I wrote for myself, they were all different. I've always had this perspective of like, I never really wanted none of my records to sound the same. So I could do a body of work. They would all go together, but they would definitely be different. Like, like it made sense for me to do right, on an album like Confessions, because my perspective would be, let me do something on this album that's going to be different, that's going to be a standout outside of what everyone else is doing, right? And so I never really even thought writing and producing songs for other people was something that I really wanted to do. It's something I never even thought that I wanted to do. And I actually was like totally against it until I lost my mom. And, it was really like a sort of a wake-up call of just like realizing that, life is short. And she used to always say, like, you shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket. So I ended up doing a publishing deal with Hitco, LA Reid's publishing company, original Hitco.
The original one.
Yeah, the original one. And right before then, I started getting a lot of offers from different publishing companies. So I was like, damn, they really want to pay me this much money
To write for
songs for other
write for people.
Did you
Yeah.
have a hit record for them to reach out to you like that, or?
Nah, it was just like in our community, like in Atlanta, you know what I mean? It's like, you had Hitco, you had Sony, you got all these different publishing companies that's right in our area. You know what I'm saying?
So people heard that your stuff was circulating around.
Yeah, it was kind of circulating around, and there was different people. And I actually ended up doing my deal with Hitco, God rest his soul, with Shakir Stewart and Billy Calloway. So Billy Calloway was throwing these. Billy Calloway was doing these bowling leagues, the Entertainment Bowling League. So the Entertainment Bowling League, everyone would be there, right? And so it was just all of the players that was actually in Atlanta, man. You had
So you plugged in.
Chris Hicks was actually the president of Warner Chappell at the time, and then he also had Noontime. They also had Noontime. So Noontime was a whole production company, and then you got the Dreams and Tricky. They were all at what was the name of their clique? Damn, I forget the name of their clique, but that was a whole clique. So you had like different sectors of, B. Cox was signed to, if I'm not mistaken, he was signed to Noontime. Jonte Austin was signed to Noontime. Jazzy Faye was signed to Noontime. So
you was like that young
How
kid
did
that
you
everybody
get
liked
in
to
that
work
clique?
I wasn't in the clique.
People just like to work with you.
People just like the songs. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so I ended up doing my deal at Hitco, and the crazy part was like,
as an artist,
I was an outsider.
or as a writer,
as a publisher. That was my publisher.
Okay,
right. So as a producer and a songwriter, I was working there. Right. I was signed there, and so my first opportunity to get in the game was working on Usher's Yeah. Was trying to get on Confessions. And wait, that was
and
one other.
You were trying to get on there. So
I was trying to get on there because it wasn't easy, and it was like that. LA had called me. It was like, "What you gonna do, kid?" Like, Confessions album is about to close, so I looked at that opportunity as, man, if I can get on this album, this could be the start of something, and I can get in and get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because my whole perspective was like, I wanted to get in and get out. I really wanted to, if I was going to do this, I really wanted to do it, and I wanted to do it at the highest level. So I ended up doing my deal there. And so the quickest way I felt like I was going to be able to, because at the time, everybody was real cliquish. So I wasn't in the cliques, to be very honest. You know what I mean? JD, shout out to JD, Brian Michael Cox. A lot of these guys, man, they were already implemented in the systems, right? And so I'm an outsider. At the time, also Pooh Bear was signed to Hitco. My man Zeke, who now is president for Epic, he was a songwriter. He was signed to Hitco as well. Tab was over. I think Tab was signed to Hitco too, but he was a part of Tricky and Dreams crew. So to be honest, man, it was like they all thought all my records were completely. They were like, "Who's this new guy, man? His songs are whack." Like,
so people thought your songs weren't good,
or they was just hating on you.
Or they was
I don't know what it was, man, but I was an athlete. I'm an athlete by.
Oh, what was
I
sport?
played football, basketball, baseball. Like I played every sport. So I've always been real competitive. Always been like really in shape.
And to prove
so
people
I was
wrong
just,
business.
Yeah, I was just with competing. It didn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
My question to you is, how did Usher get Yeah? Because this was your first big one?
Yeah, this was my second song actually ever.
What was your first hit?
Usher Yeah was my first hit.
Oh, okay.
My first song out was Latif's I Don't Want to Hurt You.
That was my shit.
You know what I'm saying?
It's on my slow jam playlist.
Yeah,
actually.
so like, that's crazy. So, and I actually really loved that song. Like I thought that song was gonna go.
Then he did the video in the rain and shit. Yeah.
Didn't everybody do a video in the rain?
Man,
Okay.
that was like the first one I saw. But go ahead.
In the car and shit.
Usher, yeah. Go
How
ahead.
did they say yes? How'd you get in the door?
Well, I mean, I had I got shout out to Antonio Jr. as well, LA Reid's son.
Okay, Antonio, that's my
You know what I'm
boy.
saying?
That's my guy.
Junior. So working over there, that was my perspective. I was like, well, shit, the only way I'm gonna be able to get on this album is I'm gonna have to do something really different. Either I'm gonna do something that's completely far to the left, or they ain't gonna fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted some of those Lil Jon beats. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do one of Michael Jackson's song. I'm gonna create a Michael Jackson record on a Lil Jon beat. And cats thought I was crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, they all thought that, I don't know if they was hating or what, but they all thought that was talking as if my records were just like, they just wasn't good because they didn't sound like theirs. And I thought that shit was amazing.
Or they might didn't want you to get through the door.
Yeah.
If you do listen to the Confessions album, that's the only song that sticks out.
You know, and I had like this style of like, you know, I have an unorthodox style of writing songs. You know what I mean? It's like I really try to do things creatively to a point where it makes you it makes the consumer love it from not just a melodic perspective but a style.
Yeah.
Right. And so I always create songs that had a style that sort of like that I knew it not only was a good song, but it made the artist look cool. It made them feel cool. Like if you think about like Chris Brown's Run It or Give Me That or Ain't No Way or Wall to Wall, those are all that's like Chris's signature feeling.
Sound.
Like that's still Chris today. You know what I'm saying? Like he's still performing.
The way that he says the words
Yes.
and does the runs and stuff. I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Were you there with Usher, with Chris Brown?
Yeah, that's another thing that's a part of my gift is like I'm really, really good at producing vocals and creating.
There with the artist.
Yeah, like we did Be There in like 2.5 weeks, the whole album.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? And on that album, Ring the Alarm, Upgrade You, Get Me Body, Green Light with Pharrell. I think I did
that was a dope album. How was it working with her? Like, I know she likes to write a lot of her stuff. Did you write it and then she assisted or changed words in the booth, or how does that work with Beyonce?
At the time, Beyonce's like, well, first of all, everybody knows she's really, really private, right? And so she don't really like people like knowing her business. But to be very honest, like she's like one of my favorite people to work with because she's extremely smart, right? I don't know if y'all got a chance to listen to Ninth Wonder. It kind of explained the story on
Girl.
like when I was doing records like Girl or Is She the Reason? Like the first record I did for the girls was Destiny's Child is Is She the Reason? Girl, T-shirt, I'm Through With Love, Why You Acting Like You Don't Know, Soldier, Lose My Breath. B was like, at that time, she was like, she wanted the best, right? And so she would just, you know, she had these rooms set up at Sony and she would give us all like, it was only like, God rest his soul, but LaShawn Daniels and Rodney, that was one team. There was me, and I was actually working with my man Swiss Beats, and I was also working with Pharrell. And then I was working with, I think I brought in a couple other tracks as well. But a lot of times she let me do, whenever I got around her, I was trying to give her the craziest shit possible. So I would come with ideas, before she even come to the studio a lot of times, you know what I mean? Because I was so excited to work with her. And that's why I feel like, you know, pound for pound, today I'm still one of the best songwriter producers for Beyonce, period. Because I feel like she and I really work well together, like in reference to like communicating. Like she'll just say, hey, she'll say, Sean, I'm feeling this way today, or I want to do this, or I want to do that. I'll take that perspective
and go make a record.
And go make a record and come
does
back.
she take it back and then like you just leave her with it and then she does her thing? Or are you in there vocal coaching her or anything like that? Or does she just, she takes the demos and then the reference and then go do her thing? And
at that time, like I would do a demo. Like anytime I do records, I'll do the demo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so then or I might just do the chorus and then finish the song up. You know what I'm saying? She might cut the chorus and see if she feels about it. And a lot of times it was just, every song was just going crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, I would create the shit like right there in front of her to the point where she would love it and she would cut. You know what I'm saying? And and she was then going in other rooms. So she had like 5 rooms going. So I think at the time also there was, Solange was there, her cousin, Angie was there.
This is Destiny's Child days or B-Day?
B-Day.
Okay.
So these are production rooms?
Yeah, like
these are studios.
In a studio,
These are studios. They'll rent out a studio and they'll have in different separate separate studio rooms. They would have like a group of people working in one room, like maybe be a songwriter, producer, and a track producer.
Kind of what Puff was doing.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, it's the same thing. They've been doing the same thing for years.
Because most people don't know that.
But there'd be other writers as well.
Yeah, there would be other people in the rooms, and that's why it's so competitive.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Understood.
Like they would be
because they can go in there and say this song sucks. We about to go with Sean Garrett.
Yeah, like a lot of times, and that's where some of the I guess some of the hate comes from sometimes.
Understood.
Because at the end of the day, it's not like I'm in there dissing or hating on somebody. It's just like shit. They gonna go with the best song.
She gonna pick her record.
You know what I mean?
according
Oh,
to
that makes sense now.
sense.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes
you know what I
sense
mean.
now.
So it wasn't like you know, like anybody that know me and shit. Like I'm a real nigga. I'm cool. Like I don't really got
facts.
no problems with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Unless there's a problem, and then it's a problem.
I have a question.
According.
And at the end of the day, before we get off of the songwriter thing, it's about
we'll
who
stay right
gets it's about who gets the most on the record, right? On the
it's
whole
like,
album.
Yeah, it's like, well, it's really about the songs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's the part that's today I feel like people compromise and they end up having to pay for it later. Like it's like you need the best fucking song to sell your product.
But that's why she has so many people around her, so she can pick from the best.
That's hard too. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you can have a lot of people in the room. Like I never liked to work like that because for me, it's like I'm more so paying attention to what whomever it is that's driving. If Beyonce's driving, I'm paying attention to what Beyonce's talking about.
Her process.
Yeah, I ain't got shit to do with. I'm not focused on anything else because anything else is going to take me off of what I came to do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm focused on where she's coming from, and being. It's about you being smart enough to understand how to take this shit to the next level.
Understanding the job.
Yeah.
She's the job, and you're gonna work according to her
Yeah.
process.
So it's like the way they're doing it now, it's crazy. Like they be having like 6, 7, 8 people write on a song. That shit is crazy.
And a lot of these songs that's
And the
coming
song-
out of
and y'all,
whack.
and y'all can tell like the songs ain't really crazy.
I've been saying these
And
songs
that's
are
the
coming
reason
out
why
whack.
the music is not as good is
as
because
it was.
Yeah, because it's all over the place.
But to your point though, and I do miss how the old process were, where it's like a Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis spending time with their talent, a Janet Jackson, getting to know her, and then creating something for her, like a whole sound for her.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's missing. How important is it for the artist to have the right producer?
I was just about that was.
It's
what I was
extremely
about to
important.
ask.
Like
Good
it's
one.
important. You got to think about it like this, right? Like I look at the consumer. Like I really respect the consumer. I like that's the end goal. It's almost like Nike selling sneakers. Nike packages their shoes properly. It's the box. It's the paper. It's the way the shoe look. It's the color.
The presentation.
It's everything, right? That's the presentation is everything. The product is everything. So the fans at the end of the day, that to me, I feel like that's the reason why, people will pay for your ticket when your music is incredible. Like the reason why Taylor Swift sells out the way she does is because her music, her fans already know she's going to deliver an incredible project, right? And that consistency, that's a problem with us. Because when you're inconsistent, what does consumer think? Shit, last time I went to go buy last time I went to the grocery store over at the Walmart, the meat was spoiled.
But why is that though?
I ain't gonna go there
Why does with the with our side of the music business, I look at like the country singers and stuff like that.
Cutting
They always have
corners.
the same producers.
Cutting
Like
corners, bro. It's like it's us. You know what I mean? Like we always think we can get shit cheaper. We always think we can. You know what I mean? It's like
That's what Lorianne Gibson was talking about.
it's like you think you can. Like you really think the people that really do this shit, they really are amazing at it. Like I really do this music shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very thorough about it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna do amazing songs, no matter what. I'm not just a songwriter. I'm a songwriter, producer, and singer, and artist, and creative.
who needs to call you back?
Y'all know who need to call me back?
Who?
Man, look, man.
What did you think
look.
about?
No, let me answer that. Let me answer that.
I said somebody need to call you back.
Man, listen,
You,
the
Usher,
fans.
you got the new Usher
Listen,
song.
listen,
That's
man. Y'all
fire.
heard the new glue.
No, who need to call you back?
Hey, man, y'all heard the new glue, man. You know what I mean? Like, look, I'm just excited still about doing amazing music, man.
That new Usher song is fire.
That
Thank
new
you,
Usher
man.
song
Thank
is crazy.
What is it?
It's called Glue.
Okay.
You ain't heard it?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now, but just for the audience.
Yeah. Okay. You good?
They ask questions in them comments, boy.
But that song is great. How was it working with Usher for Glue?
I mean, it was really amazing actually, because one, Usher is like one of the hardest working artists. He gonna work his tail off. He gonna challenge himself. I really wanted to challenge him on his vocals.
Yeah, cause he's back in that falsetto range. It's giving me Maxwell or something.
Man,
Yeah.
I was like, man, that sound like Prince.
Yeah,
I'm like-
no. Shout out to Prince, man, and like Prince is like unbelievable. Like it definitely is the inspiration of that spirit of him. D'Angelo. I just wanted to help Usher. Well, one, I got annoyed by the idea of and what this is one thing I don't really like about our community, man. It's like we always putting each other down, or we're never giving our people, man, the respect that we deserve. Like, you know, in the country sectors or the pop world, you know, they always got the same respect for their artists, and they show it on stage.
They
you know,
can
the
tour till
artists,
they
the artists
die.
think the producers and songwriters that help them.
They
get
bringing
to where
them on stage when they winning the Grammys.
it's like,
They
we just
thanking
don't
the
have that respect.
producers.
And for some reason, it's like, I don't know why we feel like we can't thank somebody. Like, you can't thank the person that really bust their ass to help you shine.
I always say the real stars are the songwriters and the producers.
Yeah, man. And it's like, but don't get me wrong. Back to Usher. Usher works his ass off. Beyonce works her ass off. Like, so it's Chris Brown works his ass off. You know, he's one of the, I love him, man. I love Chris too. And it's like, when it comes to working with each other, we all using our talent to get to one place, and that is the scoreboard. That is to win,
Grammys.
right?
Grammys.
Yeah, to win the
number
Grammys
ones.
or number ones. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's a combination of us helping each other, using our talents in different ways, right? To be creative, because sometimes it's like, you know what, the idea is like when an artist does one cycle with an album, the next cycle is a completely different cycle.
Yeah.
Right. But you also still want to keep that level of greatness. You
What
still
brought
want to
them
keep
there?
that shit up there. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of that, and you go, like you just said, from how the old album was to like the newer sound, Summer Walker Project. What was your thoughts on the performance of that and the reception of the second album versus the first?
The first single was a little bit different, and that was on purpose, right? Because if you look at, we were trying to do, you see where SZA's at now?
Yeah.
You see what's going on?
Yeah.
You got it?
Explain
We
that.
were
That's
ahead,
where I want to get
but
to.
people don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were trying to get Summer in that space of the world, right?
Crossover.
Because she had already been, you got to keep evolving. You know what I'm
She
saying?
got the urban side.
She's
Got the
R&B,
urban side.
but
already
she
got
needs
that.
to cross over.
So we needed to cross, right? Because if you don't cross, then you stay in this space, and it becomes a lot of times you start to decline.
You hit that ceiling.
You hit
and
that
once
ceiling,
you hit,
right? And so that was just expertise of trying to get her to that level. But the problem is,
her fans
it's become-
wasn't ready.
well, I don't know if her fans were ready, but sometimes it's the way you play it, right? It's like everything works in a law. Like, the law of it is, the star is the person that's why they're a star. The star
Right.
is giving the world what the star wants to give the world, right? And so the world has to wait, and deservingly and respectfully allowing the artist to roll out their project, right? And so when you got, if you put yourself in a position where you're allowing people to not even let you roll your shit out properly, then it makes you nervous.
what do you
What you
what do you mean
mean?
by that?
Can you give an example? Yeah.
Some artists don't stand behind their music, right? They'll get nervous if they get some sort of if it seems like
Like a bad comment.
if it seems like people get bad comments and stuff like that. You got to keep in mind, this whole comment thing, this whole idea of likes and dislikes has just came about in the last 5 years, right? So now we have allowed ourselves to lose our strength in being confident in our decisions of what we're putting out there, right? And so now it's causing artists to not necessarily have the strength that they had before, because it's like
They're hesitating now.
you're hesitating
And they're
you're
scared to do something
you're worried
new.
about somebody,
saying that sucks,
commenting on some shit that ain't got shit to do with really what you doing, right? And so the idea is just, and nothing's perfect, man. Nothing's easy. It ain't always gonna be perfect, but you gotta, that's the whole point of us having each other, man, and trying to push forward, trying to elevate. And I love Summer, and I had an amazing time working with her. And she was and to be very honest, man, what people don't realize is she was pregnant the entire time of recording her album, all the way up until the day she had her child.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Summer.
It was a dope album too.
Man, thank you.
I love Summer
Like,
Walker
Yes, it
music.
was. I really like
and,
that
and-
album.
And and shouts to Summer, man. Like Summer's, I really enjoy working with her. Like,
Will you be on the next project? Because I know she's dropping
Yeah.
an EP soon.
well, this EP she's putting out, that's her thing. Like her relationship she got with her labels. Like when it comes to her albums, like everybody works on that. But when it's her project, her when it's her EP, that's Summer thing. You know what I'm saying?
So you don't have any records on that?
Nah.
So she's writing on that and getting her producing.
Summer work shit. Summer got a pen. Like she writes on all the shit. You know what I'm
gotcha.
saying? But this particular thing, it's almost like her brainchild. You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying?
It's like personal for her.
Yeah, it's real personal. So respectfully, man, I think it's also important to let people get their shit out too.
Yeah, and
You
then
know
when it's time to get them hits, they call you.
Yeah, I mean, thanks, bro. I have a niche, and my niche is just trying to do #1 records, man. Like, and sometimes it's not, my perspective is not necessarily, sometimes a hit record is not the most emotional record.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some records are to build base. You understand? Or stretch your market out.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's like, and everybody doesn't really understand that. You know what I'm saying? To the point of, so I can't be all things to everybody. And that's why I have to understand. It's like, okay, if an artist is, like, I've given so much of myself to the world. I've given myself to the industry. I've given myself to all
So
of these
many
different
artists.
artists. You know what I'm saying?
What about yourself, though? Have you reached the heights of success as an artist that you want, or have you done that yet?
Nah, I think that's the beautiful thing about life, right? It's like I'm working on my album now, and it's like, I'm gonna tour like internationally and stuff like that. That's the good thing about like working on your own shit. It's like you can go and you can tour and you can do shows. You know what I'm saying? And you can being an artist is completely different than being a hit maker.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I can't lie. Sometimes I enjoy it so much. I enjoy giving of myself. I really do. Like, some people don't. Some people really have a perspective.
Is that hard though? Like when you got a record that you like, man, this is a hit record, and then
You got to give it away.
Usher, somebody like, hey man, come on, hey, let me get that record.
Yeah. I mean, for me, man, nah.
You
not
gotta be
really.
used to it.
You've
by
never
now.
done that before? Like,
I've had
I want to
those-
save it for myself.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
you've had
I
records
have
that you like, nah, I can't give this one away. This is mine.
You know what's crazy? Like Mario's Breakup was like that.
Yeah.
Like Breakup was my record.
I thought
you
it
know
was
what I'm saying?
yours.
I thought it was your record too.
But it was on his album?
It was, huh?
Yeah.
Featuring Gucci Man, right?
Yeah.
So that wasn't your record?
Nah, that was my record. But then I ended up
Because you're on the hook.
But it's
Yeah,
on
I'm on the whole
Mario's
record.
album.
I'm on the whole record.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I thought
Yeah,
it was your record.
But so what happened was, at the time, Mario had Mario's manager, like Mario was in a place, man, where he really needed a hit song.
Needed a
You know
record.
what I'm
it was one
saying?
of those
And so-
situations.
And so it was like, his manager was like, man, Sean, what do I got to do to get? I said, damn, I had already told you, bro. Like, I ain't played this shit for you, for somebody else. But anyway, again, man, that's just me giving of myself. I was like, I'll share this record with you. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's the part sometimes that, artists forget. It's like, man, I did this from my heart.
Yeah.
I didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't have to
course.
share this with you, bro. Like, I purposely said, yo, I'm gonna share this with you. I put my own money, I spent my own money at radio, you know what I'm saying, to get it going.
I remember it was on radio everywhere.
Yeah, it was
saying?
on radio
and
crazy.
At the time, the PDs was like, a couple PDs like, I don't know about this one. And I knew it was crazy because I knew it was different.
Break up.
Well, speaking of smash
Shout out to my
record,
man
it
Brick.
definitely blew up at the verses. Did you see the verses? I know you did.
Did I see the verse?
Omarion versus Mario.
I love Omarion, but I knew, man, Mario can eat with them vocals.
But I didn't think, honestly, I thought like with the verses.
Yeah,
They know.
Yeah, a lot of people was on Omarion's side because
Listen,
when I seen the verses, I said, man, Omarion got the records. He about to smoke Mario. And then when I watched it, I was like,
I love Omarion, but I'm telling you,
hey.
that Mario, and you know what the great thing about Omarion, yo, it was funny because it's almost like I saw Mario set him up. You know what I mean?
He was setting him up. He was setting him up.
At the end of every one, he would go a cappella and just sing him under the table.
And you know what? He went back to his, you know the crazy shit? Mario went back to his first album. And
With Braid
what's
My
that
Hair?
song? And I love you, never.
I would never lie to you,
that song,
baby
man.
Oh yeah.
Like he got some songs
Don't sing that. Him do that.
he got Braid My Hair or
Oh my! I
he got
love
some-
that song.
Yo, he has some
He has
really
some records. And
But he
was
killed them.
singing.
He killed them with the vocals though. That's why I was
That's what he
like,
killed them with.
I was
Marion
like,
can't sing
but he was
like
on
that.
his Be More shit too because when
Yeah.
he got the talking shit,
Yeah, he
I
was-
was like, oh my
but he
god.
had the right to. He had all the license to.
But we
to do
didn't.
that.
I just felt like we didn't expect that.
I think
from
a lot of
Mario. I
people.
expected that from Omarion. I have to ask you a question though. We've been talking about everything, guys. Octavia, BT asked you all these questions. But you know what I want to ask you? Where the hell is the money at? Let me explain. You're writing records for people. How do you know or how do you bank on getting paid? Where do you get paid? How do you get paid? Because now your normal person thing you done did Usher, yeah, you're a millionaire overnight. Yes? No?
I'm gonna say this because it gets political, right? So I'm gonna have to be.
Oh shit.
Nah, but I'm not gonna be political. But the reason why I said it like that is because I'm on this platform. That's the music business, and it's so many different ways. It's almost like trying to explain to somebody how this building.
So dumb it down. If you got a number one record, what does the money look like?
All of these different people make money from the source, which is the song, right? And it becomes a situation of how that song is going to be divvied up in reference to how it makes money on
AKA
the
how you bust it down.
how do you bust the money down from one song, 2 songs, 3 songs, 4 songs, an album, a package, right? And so those different components really matter. So when people try to tell you to break the shit down or to hurry up and tell you, there's no hurry up way of telling you that because
So many
because
hands
you'll
in the
come
pot.
back later and be pissed that you missed something. And that's what's wrong. That's the tough part about our generation right now. It's like our generation don't communicate. We don't like to talk. And that's the worst thing you can do because when you get these people talking about, man, they motherfucker talking too much. Yeah, because I know a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know what to do and I know what not to do. So I know what to ask for and I know what not to ask for. So when I come into a situation, like number one, I'm a producer. I am a producer first. Period.
So you produce the beat.
No. See, that's the misunderstanding.
Explain.
A producer
of
doesn't make
producing.
beats all the time.
Producer does not make
Understood,
beats all the time.
understood.
Producer
Be
puts the
ignorant on
fucking
purpose.
song together. Create the song. Like that's so instantly I'm already, if I write the song, I've already owned 50% of the copyright.
That's what Diddy said. If I talk on a song, it's mine. I produced it.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the politics.
Puff said, if I talk on a song, it's mine. I'm the producer.
That's the politics. You know
Right,
what I'm
right.
saying? So I say what's green to one person is red to another. You know what I'm saying? Depending on your strength, your status, and your ability to hold your own. You know what I'm saying? So if I was never able to get like tossed around like that because I actually did the songs. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody ain't finna come and handle me like that. Like I did Loving You No More for Diddy. Loving You No More. You know what I mean? And I love Diddy. Shout out to Diddy. but everybody got their own. Like the way Diddy came in the game, as a producer, but he produces the way he produces because he had the leverage to produce the way he produces.
I bet you a lot of producers wish they came in that time.
Just to give a little more context and to break it down in black and white for our audience, for a song is 100%. 50% goes to the songwriter, correct? And then 50 goes to the producer, right?
But here's and then
they divvy that up on their ends if you got.
Well, sometimes people break it. Sometimes people, Well, sometimes that's kind of the same thing. 50% of that is the writer side. Other 50 is the track side, or the music side. The music side. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but to add to that, a person might come and do some drums, and then another person, you might have another person that come and play keys, and then you might have another person that comes and programs, rhythm, right?
And then the arranger.
An arranger, you know what I mean? Like I arrange, I produce, I write. So it's different ways that it's broken down. Sometimes, like in the country music, they break it down on the pop side. They just break it down a third. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't do it that way. We do it a little different, right? And sometimes it hurts the person who's actually doing most of the work.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? So it depends. It depends like on who you working with and how you want to work with them, right? And so if you don't know those different things, a lot of times what was happening is that people would come in and they would be working and they don't discuss no business. And that's how you come in. That's how you have all of these split disputes. And
so that's how people get sued for a record. When someone says, this person, what does that mean when people, you see all the time when people say, well, this person stole my record or, they stole my beat. How does that happen?
I give you a prime example, right? So I'm not gonna mention no names, but this is my first lesson I learned in the music business that really pissed me off, and I ended up probably losing. I don't know. That person ended up making over time from probably like $5 million, right? So I had somebody to engineer my session, right? And that person was a songwriter, but that person didn't write a fucking lick on this song on But because that person was a songwriter, and at the time, the guys at the company wanted everyone to participate from the company because it made the company look bigger, they ended up convincing me because I was new to give this person 4% of You know what I'm saying? And I was fucking pissed later because I was like, y'all just fucked me over. And I was like, when you learn, you know what I'm saying? You learn. And so that was all I needed to ever learn. And that was the reason why. So sometimes people tend to think like, this person is like I've always had sometimes I get the stigma that I don't know why I got this stigma. It was like I was telling y'all before, it's like, I don't do nothing but go do my job. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people hate on you, but it's like, I don't know why y'all hating this shit, because I've never had a confrontation with somebody or went and stole something from someone or took something. I work by my damn self, or I collaborate with a track. I might work with Ninth Wonder, I might work with Swiss Beats, I might work with Tim. I've worked with so many different people, help make so many different people money. You know what I'm saying? In this business, that's why I get a lot of love, but at the same time, you're gonna get hate because success just breeds that, right? But to simplify things, the reason why I've never been in no issues like that, because I always do the shit by myself.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. That's probably why you don't like a bunch of people in the studio.
Yeah, because when I try to collaborate, that's exactly right, bro. So it's like when you try to collaborate with people, the shit gets messy.
Get messy.
So
I've seen Hit Kid, Glorilla. They got that taken care of, by the way.
What happened with that situation?
How do you protect yourself, though?
He do it by himself.
Yeah, he do everything by himself.
The money is on a number one record, a Hot 100 number one record. That's why when you hear me say I got 18 Hot 100 number ones, anybody that know what that Hot 100 chart,
that's the chart you want to be on.
What that check look like.
Then you understand what that is. But if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah.
And a lot of these kids that's doing music, a lot of these people that's managing people, like it's managers that don't understand what I'm saying.
So on your new podcast that you have coming soon, will you be discussing more in depth of what you mean?
Yeah. I will.
Do you
So
have a
that's
name?
why you over here being political on our show.
Do you have a name for the podcast yet?
Yeah, I know what that's.
No, but I will be letting you
just
guys know
self-title it.
first
Yeah,
Okay.
what it is.
Okay.
You have us on as a guest?
Yes, for sure. And it's gonna be crazy. It's really gonna be crazy. I really love y'all show too, to be honest.
Thank you.
Appreciate
And
it.
I'm not being political. I want to be clear. I'm not being political. I'm just being correct. And I said it is political. You know what I'm saying? The business is political, and you get yourself in shit that. You know how a lot of shit go viral when it shouldn't go viral? It's like, damn, I was just walking down the street and some shit go viral. Well, today you just have to be extra clear about the context and how you're speaking.
I like that.
Because it's so many different elements to the question,
Yeah.
right? It's not a one answer. It's not a one answer to that question.
No.
Because it's a loaded ass question.
Yes.
Right. And I would love to be as informative as I can possibly be, but part of it the change has to be from this new generation of people who are managing people, who are artists, who are producers, who are songwriters. That's why I'm gonna start doing these seminars. I'm definitely gonna do some informative seminars to help
Lock me in with you.
yeah, and also, man, like, yeah, we're gonna get down. Like, I want to get it.
Well, we're looking forward to that.
Some cool shit.
So, are you single? Do you have children?
Yeah, I don't like to talk. Yeah, but I don't really like to talk about that.
You do
I got 2 boys.
Oh.
I really don't. I try to keep my personal life as
Private as possible.
private as I can, only because to protect my family. You know what I mean? To protect my kids. You know what I'm saying? And to protect whoever I'm in a relationship with, you know what I mean? But
And how important is that for artists to protect their family nowadays, especially with social media being so crazy?
the way you enter something is the way you're gonna end up exiting. You know what I'm saying? And so, to be very honest, like the music business, if that's how you making your money, you got to learn how to understand the details of it, because the details has a lot also to do with, like, shit, to be very honest, it has a lot to do with how you get dealt with.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people, like, leverage is everything, right? And a lot of times the leverage is what causes you to take a loss on a deal, right? So sometimes, you know, it's like people don't like to communicate and shit. So they might be like, man, this shit taking too long, or damn, why is it taking so long to get the song done? Or why is it taking so long to have this conversation? It's like, because in the end, you're going to want to know all the answers to this shit. And you're going to want those answers that you're expecting to get is the purpose of the conversation and the dialogue at the beginning. Because if you already know how this process works, you already know that X plus O minus X equals whatever. You already know that. So if you're not taking your time to understand that shit from the beginning, you're going to be pissed off in the end. You're going to be pissed and you're going to blame someone. And that's what we do in our community. You know what I'm saying? We're not taking the time to understand what this business is about. And it ain't trickery. It ain't no bullshit if you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And if you approach it from the right perspective, it ain't gonna be perfect. You know, of course, sometimes you are gonna get yourself in some shit. But I can honestly say it comes with a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's come with a lot when it comes to hit songs. That's my goal. My goal is to make hit records, and it makes everybody money. Right?
You very PR trained. That's what I realized.
Yeah, because you
I forgot that
deflected the relationship question.
But
real
I was
smooth.
gonna
You
ask-
did a great job. You did a great. Okay.
But I was gonna ask,
What?
with all
I see what's going on.
with
Nah,
all
what was
the-
that?
But wait, with all the issues that, like you said, the music industry has and people not paying attention, would you want your kids to be a part of it?
I ain't got no choice.
They're
'Cause
already wanting to do it.
And it's like, you know, all you
but
can
you
do.
can be their guide.
Yeah, I mean, the hardest part is like fighting with them to, like, my oldest, like fighting with him to because you love him so much. You want him to know the pitfalls first. Like, you know, you might feel like, I got all this shit happening, Dad. I'm lit. Like here, my numbers is this, my style is this. I got this shit figured out. I got this figured out. Yeah, you got that figured out, but you do not understand how to move yet. And the way you move has everything to do with where you end up being.
And it's going to be harder for him because of who his dad is. And that's something that I feel like a lot of kids as parents are in the industry, they don't understand because they're like, yo, my dad is this person and they're not helping me. And it's like, well, I think your dad is probably trying to protect you because it's going to be really hard because of who your parents are. And if you get to a certain level of success as a kid, they're going to say, well, they only like that because his dad is Sean Garrett.
Well, let me say this, right? So when you bring this on your kids, it comes on them like four or five heavy ass waves more than it comes on you, because I was just myself. You know what I'm saying? No one knew who I was. But for your kids, that shit makes it.
Because you was the first generation.
I was the first generation of it. It's the same. And that's such a good point. When you first generation, you really taking all the bullets so you can help them not take the bullets, because you hoping that they can take the bullets.
But they ain't gonna be able to take the bullets.
But they can't take the bullets that we took, right? Because, you know, it's almost like adrenaline. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I ended up making it out of that situation because I had the adrenaline, just because of my.
But why can't they? Is it because you gave them a certain life that you didn't have, so where that they didn't have to feel like to be prepared like that to take the bullets?
No, it's not even the life. It's what comes with it. It's not the life. It's like, you know, it's like I wouldn't want my son to have to deal with, like, it's really tricky. It's really tricky. Like when you talk about hate, right? You know what I'm saying? Like when by the time I had like I had 10 number ones, like they didn't even know what my face looked like. You know what I'm saying? There was people telling me like, yo, yeah, I know y'all man is Sean Garrett. And I would be like, word? And I'd be talking to the person.
Wait. So you said people would say I managed Sean Garrett like as a selling point, and you're.
Bro, I was so hot. I mean, if you really think about it, like we ran the game, man. Like I ran the game for like a good 10 years, 10 to 12 years. Like hands down, like at least 5 number ones a year.
But would they know who your son is?
Hell yeah. Like it's heavy on your children. One, trying to explain shit to your children from your logical perspective and theirs is like completely like night and day. And because me and my son are so close in age, it's like you may think that you're talking to them on their level, or you may think that you're talking to them on the same level, but you're not talking to them on the same level because they're emotional, right? It's like my son, these kids are emotional as hell. So they don't like the word no. They want it now. They want to do it.
It looks easy to them because their dad's doing it.
Yeah, because you took the bullets. Like the shit looked like it's like I could do this shit. I'm
like
looking
my
at
daddy
it.
got 30 number ones. Come on, Dad, put me in the game.
Yeah, and the shit that they got in their DNA, like he got it. Like
That's what I was gonna ask. Does he have the same talent?
Yes,
okay.
he got it. He got everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything. But
why won't you just give it to him then? Because some people believe in nepotism.
No, I'm giving it to him, but it's just like you still want to be cautious with your children. Like you got kids?
No.
Okay. So when you have yeah. Oh, really? Oh, word?
You got enough for everybody over there.
Right.
Rari got 20 kids.
One on the way.
You know, but like with kids, it's just like it changes you. You know, when somebody have a child for the first time and you talk to them like a couple months later or a year later or 2 years later, you be like, damn, y'all, you done changed, because that's a feeling that you can't, like your child is your everything. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like certain things you just don't play with. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't play with my kids. You know what I'm saying? I don't play about my kids. I don't play about life, period. So a lot of times just like people used to be like, damn, you know, Sean Garrett be so serious. Like, hell yeah, shit, because this is life and death. I always looked at it that way though, right? I always looked at it like when I go in the studio, shit, this record could change the world. I really did look at it like that. I really did think that it was going to change the world. I really did think that. I really did think that we were going to change the world with Chris Brown. Like, really thought that. And it really happened. You know what I'm saying? Working with Beyonce, like, think about it now. Like, if I never work with Beyonce again in my life, wow. I'm like, it's happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's the biggest superstar in the world. I would have never thought at that time. I mean, I knew she was Beyonce, but I'm like,
were you starstruck when you first started working with her?
Well, he started.
Like I worked with Destiny Child first.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, man, like I was nervous as hell. Like, Is She the Reason was the first song because I was scared. I was kind of like, I knew that was a comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to Knife Wonder.
Knife Wonder, beast.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all saw what he just posted, but
what did he say?
it's crazy. Like he just explained like when we first met. You know what I'm saying? He explained when we first met and how serious I was. You know, like I had my damn briefcase handcuffed to my hand. Like I was just serious about this shit, bro. And it was like I was saying, by the time I had like 10 number ones, they didn't really know what my face looked like, because I didn't care about people knowing who I was. I was an artist too. I was an artist too, but I didn't really care about that. What it's almost like that's two different capes. You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm in Superman hit making mode, that's completely different than Superman as an artist. And sometimes I really enjoy it to the point over here that I spent a lot of time doing it where I just didn't get back to this.
You never cultivated that artist in you.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had some hit songs as an
so
artist.
So you like
too.
being Clark Kent better than being Superman?
But that's
Sometimes,
what I mean. Like, have you reached where you wanted to be at? Because like you said, you like to be the songwriter more, and so you cater to that more and being great, and your artistry kind of took a hit, it being in the forefront.
It didn't take a hit though. It's like there's no way I could have took a hit, because if I was just working on me as an artist, that means I would have been putting out maybe 5 songs a year versus 20, or having 10 number ones in 1 year versus 1. Like, that was the math that I was using, you know what I'm saying? And it really never was. It's like Sean Garrett is Sean Garrett, you know what I'm saying? And it's also like you gotta let life come to you. Like sometimes you could drive your car completely off the rails if you're not patient with God and allow God to just like deal with you accordingly. You know what I'm saying? It's like I can't try to be everything. I can't be all things to everybody. I just gotta pace myself and allow myself to let God bring it to you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta just, like, I get into my girl because like sometimes I like to just be at home, and I just like to just be at home. What you doing? You got such and such. I'm like, nah, I'm just chilling. Like, I just like to listen to the world. I like to see what's going on. I like to let God talk to me. I like to just like.
What you mean, like be at home alone? And
yeah.
She's like, why aren't you here with me or something?
Yeah, like sometimes it's like I just like to chill. You know what I mean? Because that peace, I need that peace sometimes.
Does your girlfriend not give you peace?
Nah. I mean, nah. Everybody, a person can't give you what God gives you. For me, you know what I'm saying? She gives me peace when I'm in that peace type of peace.
Of mind.
She gives me that. She gives me a certain type of peace. But only God gives me that spiritual peace that I need sometime for myself. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm not balanced, man, I can't give nothing of myself.
Right. Sometimes you got to step away and, have a mental break. How long does that last, though? Is it like months or a week or day?
I mean, nah, it ain't like no a damn 3 month sabbatical or no shit like that. It's just sometimes, you might take a day. You might need a day or two. You know what I'm saying? Just to enjoy your peace and weigh things out, right? Because it's like there's so much going on in the world. There's so much going on with money, like the money, like our currency. Like it's some real shit going on, you know what I'm saying, with our currency.
Yeah,
whether it's gonna go digital or, you got Russia and China.
You got Russia, China
and
people in
India.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to create a whole nother currency. So, you know, for me, shit like that matters. You know what I'm saying? I'm just one of those people. Sometimes I just need a little peace.
Of course, we all do.
And to like offer, you know what I'm saying? Like to offer something, you gotta build within. It's almost like you gotta get your energy back sometimes.
You gotta recharge. I say it all the time. I'm a Leo.
That was my whole point about,
So,
you know, keep going back to you as an artist. You know, you have been a servant to your industry for so long. You know, sometimes it's okay to be selfish if that's what you want. Like as far as to be an artist and to be as big as you want to be.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting more to that place of being selfish with myself from an artist perspective. Like that's coming for sure, right? But that's such a mindset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That artist mindset is like I think Future probably said it best. Like when you think about Future, the way he explains himself in his life, it really makes sense for the artist Future. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like every aspect of it. Would y'all agree, guys?
Well, what does he say about himself?
It's like, you know, when you talk about Future, like when Future talks about he had to be selfish at times, he had to be even though his relationships on like how serious he took it, or how it could have came across to some people as if, you know, sometimes
like he don't care or something, but he has to focus.
You have to really give yourself. You got to be selfish with yourself
because the industry is always going to be your number one girlfriend.
Pulling at you in some type of capacity.
Yeah, and it breaks you down. Mm-hmm. Like this shit, it really, the industry will break you all the way down. Because you know what? When you think about it, if you're already dealing with shit like just being on the internet alone is too much. Yeah. I think it's just too much. You got to answer to people you don't know. You think you're not answering to them, but you definitely answering in some way, because you see that shit. It's over to a certain extent. After seeing shit happen or seeing shit said so many times, it affects you.
Yeah, like celebrities always talk about like how comments don't affect them, and I'm like, yes it do, because if you got the time to respond to a negative comment that a fan said, and you got 1,000 other comments that's positive that you could respond to, then the comments, you know, I feel like celebrities are slaves to, you know, the internet at this point.
You a slave, man. We're slaves to success.
Yeah.
You slave to the success. It's almost like, man, you know, you think to yourself, you're like, damn, like what you were saying is like, Sean, do I feel like, you asked me, do I feel like I was slighted as an artist? Nah. I don't feel slighted, but to be very honest, it's only 24 hours in a day. Sometimes it takes me 24.
But you feel underappreciated.
I do sometimes. Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna lie. Like if there's nothing, if there has been anything, I feel like that's the part that, like, to be honest, that shit really fucks with you sometimes. Mm-hmm. It's like when people don't appreciate your hard work or your talent, your gift. You know what I'm saying? That shit, at some point, it does fuck with you.
Well, we appreciate you here on the BallerAlert show, and I appreciate you. Just learning more about you, you know, makes my appreciation grow even more. And what you were saying about, you know, how you took a different route on purpose and did things differently and ended up, you know, that becoming your signature and you becoming really, really successful at it. On another level that hits for me too, because I don't know if you remember, you probably don't, but I think it was like early 20, maybe 11, 12, I did a beat tape and with Greg Street, and he hosted or whatever, and then he wanted to make this whole big deal about it. So we did it on his radio show, and you actually called in and you were, you know, giving me my props and all that stuff.
I remember that. I remember that. I really do remember that. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that was you.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, life is crazy, right? Life is one big circle.
It is.
But you know what? They never appreciated Michael Jackson. They never appreciated Prince. People don't appreciate any of the greats that we have in front of us until it's too late.
I really appreciate these times. You know, growing up with a lot of you guys, I didn't get a chance to, like, I think to get back to you, what you said, I was working so much that I didn't really, the human side of me, I lost the human side of me at some points, because I couldn't focus on being a human. I had to focus on being a machine. And now I'm spending a little bit more time being a human and having the time to be appreciated and having time to actually process real conversations and love and appreciation, and because it's really tough sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm really passionate, you know what I'm saying? I'm very passionate, and sometimes it has been times that, like, you don't always like it when the wrong perception of you is out there, you know what I'm saying? It's like you can't be out there that long without somebody having a issue or somebody not liking some shit, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, and you really just been trying to just do your best and be your best and give everything you got, and that shit gets to a point where it weighs on you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But at the end, as a whole, I'm very appreciative of for being out here, and the love I've received over. It's been a great life. Like, it's been a great time.
Well, you gotta come back on the show, brother.
Yeah.
We gotta come on your show.
Yeah, we gotta come on your show.
What else you got coming up? What else you got?
Shit, man. Trying to finish up this Usher album. And thank y'all, man. I want to say thank y'all to everybody who's been really receptive to the new single "Glue" for Usher. Working on my album for sure. I want to do the international tour. Sometimes I never really appreciated. I never even realized so many people appreciated my work as an artist. Yes. You know what I mean? A lot of interviews I've been having, it's like, yo, where's your shit at? Like, and I really felt like I didn't really think people appreciated it that much.
Why you say that?
It's hard, man. You know what I mean?
They want them number ones. they want them.
Because you know what?
Artists probably like, yeah, let me get the song.
I got so used to people being selfish, and I never was selfish.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this, last thing. It's important to let people know that you love them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a challenge. Mm-hmm. It's a challenge every day, and just like you said, I didn't know that's so crazy. I didn't know that was you, and that was 10 years or damn near 8 years ago, right? And now look at you. You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing I really appreciate too about life. It's like seeing people grow and being able to have conversations later about it. You know what I mean? You might have never known where a person was going through or what a person was really trying to do with their life. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. Well, thank you again, Sean Garrett. Before we get out of here, we got to have a pep talk.
My name is Mr. Sean Garrett, a.k.a. The Pen. The pep talk from me today is just basically definitely stand on your positivity, maintaining your mental stability, not allowing anything or anybody to talk you out of your peace. I think is a very important part of life, no matter what your profession is. The other part, I would say, if you're in the music business and you definitely want to be successful, learn as much as you possibly can about every aspect of the business, and not just in the music business, but that's in life. Motivating yourself is motivating the world, because if you giving that positive energy back out to the world, it's gonna come back to you. Peace and love.